fellow Lumineers, it is time to take a rest from your quest and check on in to the Lorekeeper's Inn for the first time in a while. I have not made a lot of content recently, but I'm back in it. And to celebrate, it's a whole new series called Checking In with the Cousins. And you might say, well, who are the cousins? They are not scientifically cousins, but they are the cousins I found along the way. So I'll go ahead and bring in two of the cousins, and that is Sky and Garrick. We'll go ahead and introduce both of them. So Sky is a player of Disney Lorcana of Team Maelstrom. He's done won a few things. First CCQ winner of the world, right? That was the first CCQ. Recently took down the penultimate spot at Richmond and DLC Richmond. So hello, Sky.
Almost. Second.
Penultimate. I said penultimate.
Does that mean second? I don't know what that means.
I mean the one right below the ultimate spot.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Usually it's in chronological order.
Penultimate, all right.
Yeah, the penultimate spot. Garrick also is the host of every podcast, but he's now on this podcast. Hello, Garrick.
Hi, everybody. I am happy to add this to my collection of podcasts like Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet. I'm adding this one in. I'm one podcast away from full power, so somebody better stop me and stop me soon.
I cannot wait to see you on Club Lorcana. I cannot wait. It's going to be the day where all of a sudden you hear a vibration and it's like, oh no, who let him on?
Fly me out, Zan. I'm ready, dude.
The key issues channel's gonna have to make a video about yourself.
The key issue is actually Garrick.
Yeah.
It's a problem. But yes, so the cousin, so if you call it, I might call it the cousin cast, and that's just because that's more fun to say, but it is checking in with the cousin. But I thought I'd do a brief history of what the cousins are. So this is like the inaugural group, and it started in Florida when I was driving with cousin Steven, who's not here because he's on my computer right now. And cousin Steven said we should go get dinner after a tournament at PPG in Orlando. And I said, what about Ohana? And then we tricked everybody to come to Ohana and spend hundreds of dollars to just have dinner with us. But who else was there? Garrick, Sky. Tell us a little about cousin dinner.
Yeah, cousin dinner was awesome. I mean, I love Ohana, so it's one of my favorite places to eat at Disney World. So it's a great choice. You know, all you can eat, just bring it to me and never stop. So the people that were there were myself, you two, Color is Law, cousin Steven, who we mentioned, also known as Witty, also known as Sapphire Steel Infinity Savant, and JDZ, as well as his beautiful wife Production, and that is her real name. I found out at the cousin dinner.
She showed her driver's license. It was crazy.
Yeah, Production Quest is actually her legal name, and we were all there. We were getting our food, and when you're at Ohana, all the waiters/waitresses call you cousins. So we just took the ball and we ran with it, and that's where it came from.
Yeah, now the cousin back scratcher was optional. We don't have to go into that.
That's true.
Which we still have, we still use.
Mainly now it's for Zelda. So there's a drink at Ohana called the back scratcher, and I knew it came with a little prize, and everyone was a little jealous that I got a prize for my drink, but it's an actual bamboo back scratcher. But yeah.
Wait, I thought you were just carrying that around with you. I didn't realize that you got that.
Oh, it came with the drink.
I thought you just had it with you.
That's story. I'm really itchy. It's a problem. You guys don't see it normally when I'm casting because I itch off camera. But yeah, that's the secret is you get a long stick.
Yeah. I just remember piling a lot of dessert on this guy's plate because I felt like he wasn't eating enough.
Yeah, Garrick was like really encouraging everybody to eat as much as possible. He went in for like 2 servings of dessert, and he's like, guys, we gotta knock this out, because like we kept asking for more food when there was like still plenty of food on the table, and it was a bit of a problem. And then Garrick was like, we gotta rally and knock this out, and it was just not happening. So Garrick started just scooping stuff onto my plate, other people's plates. It was kind of crazy.
To be fair,
one quick excerpt about this is, I asked Garrick because he was really excited about going to Ohana to eat.
Yeah.
And I was like, have you been here before? And he's like, yeah, I've been 3 times. And I was like, really? How many times have you been to Disney? He's like, twice. And I was like, how does that work, dude? You went 2 trips to Disney, you've been 3 times. And he's like, yeah, well, we went twice in 1 trip. And I was like, that's commitment. That is truly amazing.
And that's why he's the president of the cousins. We elected him president of us.
I'm chief cousin. That's true. But to be fair, across the entire weekend, I was piling a lot onto Sky's plate the whole time, basically.
You gotta do it. He's not eating during tournaments, so you gotta make sure that man is eating.
It's true. I have a hard time getting the calories in during a long tournament day.
Yeah.
That's why we have the Premier Protein, though. The liquid diet.
He had one today, and so that's why he's going to win this podcast today.
I wish I knew about the Premier Protein. Maybe I wouldn't have went 2-3. You were.
Yeah.
Team Katie was gatekeeping that.
It's crazy. Where was this last event?
I did accidentally give one to DKP, and that got him in the top 16. So sorry about that a little bit.
Yeah, I got left behind here.
Yeah, I did say it's caffeinated protein. You guys don't have this in Germany. He's like, I want to try that. I'm like, no, that's not responsible. But he took it, and I couldn't say no. Yeah, it's probably not legal to caffeinate your protein. But either way, so thank you guys for tuning in. Who's listened to the Origin of the Cousins? You might say, is this Podcana? But then now Katie's no. So this are the two first cousins on, the inaugural cousins. But we'll have other cousins on in the future. We'll rotate. There'll be a cousin shuffle. It's gonna be a whole thing. So thank you guys for joining. And a little thing about what I'm going to cover is we're going to do, check in with the cousins. So we're going to go over our lore counts and be like, hey, where are we at? Are we on a scale of 0 to 20? Where are the cousins at? We're going to talk about current events, and then we're going to talk about what's coming next. So this will be an evolving thing, but we'll go ahead and start with the check-in. So Cousins Guy, on a scale of 0 to 20 lore, what's your lore count?
I'm at 19.
Wow. Okay.
I'm very high. This is an exciting day for me. We relaunched Podcana. That was fun. I'm just getting off second place at Richmond. I would be at a 20 if I would have won, but unfortunately I made a mistake and I'm at a 19. I can live with that.
I feel like the only reason you have to say it's a mistake is because otherwise DKP will pop up and be like, remember you made a mistake. Like I watch him haunting your tweets. It's so
yes. So I made sure when in my speech at the end of the event to throw in that I made a mistake because I just wanted to avoid the barrage of people being like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Oh my gosh. And it still happens. Even though I've said it so many times and people probably think I'm sounding like a broken record, there's still people that are like, you need to go watch that. I'm like, dude, I realized it 20 seconds after I did it. You don't have to tell me that.
I will say I did when I was like, congratulations. You're like, I made a mistake. I was like, I would call it a suboptimal play. I would not, that, I don't know. A mistake, I would never say
It wasn't just a straight up blunder. It was still a 2 to 3% chance that he double drew and punished me inking that or not hitting, but it happened. So it was a mistake, but not straight up, oh, I forgot the quest or something like cousin Garrick unfortunately did at was it PPG Orlando?
Yeah, that was a straight punt for sure. That was a straight punt, and I missed top cut because of it. Otherwise, I would have won that whole event. But
true.
It is what it is.
So Garrick has this one thing where he always starts out strong, and he has one round where he makes a massive mistake, and it costs him the round.
Yeah, every tournament.
And I'm always waiting where he's 3-0 or 4-0, and I'm like, you're still going, right? And he's like, nah, I punted. I'm like, dang it, man. Come on. It's coming in. One of these days, you're not going to do it.
Yeah, I got to get it together for sure.
Same here. But
so prior to Sky bringing up your darkest days, what is your lore count right now?
My lore count, genuinely, when you asked the question, was pretty low. And I'll tell you why. Okay. It was because I was talking about pawning stuff onto Sky the whole time we were in Orlando, but then he pawned something off on me, and for a second I was like, I think I lost it again, but I found it. I refound it. So
no, that's what happened. Okay.
We're good.
I was wondering where the deal was going.
Where is it actually? It's actually hidden under a bunch of loose. But if you saw my desk right now, you would think that I have a problem. And I do. It's cleaning up. Remember that case that I opened where I got the Cinderella and the iconic Ariel from
the very sick. You were on deathbed cutting packs open with scissors, I'd like to mention.
Yeah, I was barely making it through. Every single card that I opened is here right next to me, and I have not organized them or put them away. Yeah, and we are coming up on a new set, and things are troublesome. But to answer your question, my lore total, I'll say 14. 14. It's pretty good. We're getting to the end of the game. I'm getting close. But yeah, I'd say I'm at a 14 right now. I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I'm at a 10, and that is because, listen, I'm there's 19, 14.
Katie, what's wrong? Let's get into this.
Okay. We gotta intervene here. What's wrong?
We can't. The scale only lives in the top 75%. Then why do we have a scale here, guys? But,
what is your opponent
I'm doing
at?
good,
Is the real question here.
Because I wanted to say, like, I'm doing good, but we're done with DLCs for a little bit. I'm a little sad about that.
True.
And I'm a little, I would say, I'm just like, when it's the set, it's not, they'll call it like a dead meta or whatever. Sleeping meta? I don't know. There's a cute term for it, but
lame duck.
Yeah, lame duck meta right now. And it's like, it's hard because I'm just like, every time I see a card reveal, I'm in that thing where I'm waiting for the meta to tell me if the cards are good. So yeah, I'm like, I'm holding. I'm like a solid 10. I'm okay with not being at 20 lore all the time. You can't be at 20 lore all the time. If you were, then that'd be disgusting behavior.
You'd be a 20 lore pro.
I would. And then I have to go to 25 and no one's played that card yet. Shout out to Donald and his.
He keeps getting legendaries and they keep not getting played. One day,
honestly, that is the most legendary part of his cards.
He's at 4 legendaries right now. Is that like the most for any character?
The new one seems okay though. Like,
yeah, the new one seems
I think
like
it's the best one so far for sure.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, wonderful transition there. Because I did want to talk about, so we are in the midst of reveal season. We keep calling it reveal season colloquially, but it's like a reveal week now. It used to be like a couple weeks, and now it's like it starts on a Tuesday and it ends on a Wednesday. But some other podcasts will go through each card in depth. I'll talk about it for like 20, 30 minutes per card.
I don't know who would do that.
No, that's not true.
That's not true. It's not true. But we're going to talk about just
cousins don't fib, okay?
Cousins aren't fibbing. So we're going to talk about our favorite. We're going to do 3 cards each as far as our favorite cards that count. And not only our favorite, but ones we're just excited about. Whether that's kind of like a good excitement, bad excitement. You know, your lore count can fluctuate on things. We're going to start with my 3 cards I'm most excited about. And the first one is Pudge, which is really kind of like, I feel like small brain energy because it is quite literally a spam the board card. However, I do like spamming the board, and I am excited because we're going to be able to spam it unlike we've ever done before. Pudge is a 2-cost, inkable, 1/3, and he is a storyborn deity. Very important for people who run He Heralds the Thunderbolts. Keep that in mind. He's a good friend. If you have a character named Lilo in play, you can play this character for free. And just free? Come on, guys. I feel like it's good for Infinity. It's good for core. We're going to be, if you have a Lilo making a wish, you have a Lilo escape artist, any Lilo, get Pudge in here. Stocks are up. It's an uncommon, but it's going to be a $10 uncommon, I'm predicting.
Yeah, no, I think Pudge is super cool. Being able to get it out onto the board for free. It's like you said, it's an uncommon, and people will be able to find it. And they printed a new Lilo for it, which is pretty cool. She's got like a bubble on her. You have to hit her twice to get rid of her. And I do like the deity tag, so I think maybe we might have to pack some sort of Hercules here to get rid of this Pudge. It might become a bit of a problem, but super cool card, super cool art, and I love the entire flavor of it.
I mean, I would like to point out that I recently at Set Champs on Saturday, somebody played Sword of Hercules, and I had to look through all my cards and be like, are any of you guys deities? Please speak up right now. And someone's going to have that moment where they're going to be like,
raise your hand.
Yeah, I don't have a deity, so I'm good. And they're like, no, that fish you just spammed on me, he's banished. I just played Sword of Hercules. Now, Sky, I know you were a little high initially on the Pudge feelings, but then you kind of lowered a bit. Do you feel like this is going to slot in core or Infinity, or just neither?
No, I never went down on the Pudge. I think Pudge is interesting because if you think about it, if you play like a Lilo on 2, you can play a Pudge for free. It's kind of like a miniature lady, but on turn 2, 1 turn sooner, and you can still play a lady the next turn. So you could just like spam the board with it. It's also something that you could play in like mid-range. So I'm excited to try an Amber Steel mid-range because we like to play the 2-cost Lilo already. So having an extra way to like boost out a character that like bumps your strength up, like makes your board a little bit wider, is super nice. And like in, versions of Amber Steel where, maybe in Infinity, if you're playing the wheel, you have plenty of cards to disperse. You can just kind of use that as an extra way to, take advantage of being that quick and, cycling through cards that fast. So I think Pudge is a nice, super fun card to play in either, just hyper aggro just to get more stuff out faster, or to take advantage of like strong draw engines and like a mid-range style deck. So I'm super excited to experiment with Pudge.
Helps get cards onto the board as well for the new action Wisdom of the Willow. For the rest of this turn, whenever one of your characters quests, you may draw a card. So if you do 1 drop into Lilo Pudge, into Lady whatever, and then play Wisdom of the Willow on turn 4 and quest with all of your characters, you just refill your hand. So cool synergy there as well.
Yeah, that card is the Wisdom of the Willow card is like one of the first cards of that kind of flavor that I think I've seen in this game that's actually pretty good. Usually those like clunky uninkables that are like take advantage of you having a wide board presence are like almost unplayable because you're spending a big turn to essentially benefit off of a board that you've already built, which is usually, if you have a big board already, you're in a good spot anyways. You don't need this big payoff. But this one is really strong. Like if you have, 3 to 4 characters that you put out early and then just on curve play this, quest them all, get a bunch of lore and refill your hand, then like next turn you can redeploy your whole hand again. Like that's pretty solid.
I'm excited that, it feels like Amber has been sleeping. It has been not loved. It's been in the dogs, I guess. It's been in the Emerald Amber configuration. But otherwise, I'm excited to see it get some gas power, which is why my second card, you said experiment. We have experiment 6 to some number. It's Angel. It's not on the card, but I'm sure someone is going to comment, you don't know her number. Name every Stitch ever.
Fake fan.
Yeah, true. But it is the Siren Singer. She's a 2-cost again, inkable. And this one has the underdog ability, which does appear, I don't believe we have confirmed, but there should probably be. We've seen an underdog ability for 2, the White Rabbit and Angel at this point. But it's got that basically, if you're going second, you get to use the ability where it's 1 less ink. And then she's Singer 3. So Cinderella kind of back, in a little bit. And I'm very excited about this because we have not been able to sing on turn 2 in a while. Why not? It was fun. We liked it.
There was songs that were way too good. Singing Storm with like a lot of stuff just makes it so you have to play. If you're going to play 1 cost, it has to have 3 health, which is kind of unfortunate. But no, this card is like crazy strong. Like I think everybody will see this card and just be like, it's Cinderella with 1 more attack if you're going second. Obviously, there's games where you're not going to be going second and you can't play her as like a super efficient card, but she's just inkable, so you don't have to do it. You just, if you have it, you have it going second. It like helps boost you up. And there's also obviously the crazy a key to Moody song, something like that. I don't know how to say it at all, but that song is crazy. And obviously it's super like you can play a 4 cost on turn 2, which is wild. So
yeah, to your point, that was one of your 3 cards. And for those at home, they're like, how do I say this? You can sing it to the tune of Akud Edamudi.
Ooh, what a wonderful phrase.
Yes,
Hold
thank
on.
you. So Akud Edamudi is that 3-cost uninkable song where you pay 2 less for the next character you play this turn. And it's going to be shenanigans afoot. Because, if you think about it, turn 1, you play Angel. And then turn 2, Angel can sing this. You can play Lady, chain Lady into Lilo Escape Artist, and then spam your pudges that you happen to have in your hand. Because you kept the perfect hand with Lilo, Pudge, Akud, Angel, and Pudge. And so you can go really wide very fast now.
I just realized that that song has you can't really say like an anagram or whatever. Like you can't say AEE. Like that doesn't really
That's
work.
not better.
Either.
No.
We're going to have to like come up with a good nickname.
I'm going to be calling it Angel Song, dude. That's
Angel Song.
Lock it in, Angel Song.
I'm going to sing. Well, I guess you can't sing all the time. So Akud Edamudi. I love that it's a song. There's times where I look at an action, I'm like, I wish this was a song. And this is one that I read, and I'm like, what is that? It's a song. So it's a very rare time that it was
what
actually
is it from? Can we figure out what it's from?
I'm going to guess the show.
Yeah, I watched like clips of her singing it, and like it's very.
Oh, she sings it. Okay.
Yeah, she sings it, and it is not like catchy. That sounds mean to say, but it's not. It's just like very.
I need to look this up.
I do have beef with
Sireny.
Angel as a character. Like that's a hard thing for me to accept that I don't like Angel as a character, because it's kind of like, if you guys remember Blue's Clues, anyone? Like there was blue and then suddenly magenta was there, and I'm like, I don't remember ordering this. And I feel the same way as Stitch and Angel, where I ordered Stitch and they're like, well, what about pink Stitch? And I was like, I didn't order that. I don't think I need it. I'm fine with Stitch. And they're like, well, it comes with it.
Yeah.
And also she destroys every blind bag that Stitch is included in, because it's like, I like to get Stitch. I'm like, would you like Angel? No.
But those Stitch blind bags we got in Disney World, where he was dressed up as Marvel characters, did not have angels in them, and we absolutely went crazy with those.
Yeah, we bought 2 dudes, but it was like $20 for a blind box.
It was.
So honestly,
I meant crazy in terms of like we got good ones.
And we were freaking out.
I got Spider-Man. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Yeah, I got Captain America, which was fine because he's not American. He lived in Hawaii, so I bet he has American.
Yeah, American for sure.
Yeah, Are you looking up the song right now, Sky?
I'm trying. I can't find it. If you type that in, there's nothing that like pops up for it.
Are you spelling it AKOODET?
I'm spelling it right. Okay, I found a video from 14 years ago that has like the classic solid background title intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Windows Movie Maker title.
Sing it back to us once you're done.
Sky's watching YouTube live on.
Yeah. This is good content. People like this. People like it when people watch YouTube silently on their own. Especially if they don't make any faces. I think that's actually the best kind.
He's shocked.
This is not what I was expecting.
No, it's
she's just like, it's like a lullaby that she's
it is, yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, she's having fun.
Why is Angel so cute?
All right, well, Angel stomps are going up.
He likes Angel.
She's
hate
like
Angel.
singing this lullaby to Jumbo. She like lifts up his ear. This is
okay. Well, to be fair, I've never seen any content with Angel. I just didn't like that. I had
that there was a pink one. Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't like that they were trying to.
Well, Ruben's the yellow one, so it's kind of like Pokemon. You have like your 3 starters. Who are you gonna go with?
And that's honestly, that's how they sort. It's like, here's your Hogwarts house, your starter Pokemon.
I feel like everybody would pick Ruben. Like Ruben's like
Ruben's my starter.
Ruben over Stitch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dude, no, everybody loves Ruben. He's like Stitch, but loves sandwiches only. He doesn't destroy anything.
You're
he just
right.
likes
You're right.
to
He
eat.
is chill. He is chill.
Everything you said was so brave and so true. And
he also I'm pretty sure like he's like the sidekick of what's his name? Gentu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he
works with Gantu? I thought Hamsterville.
Well, he works for him, but I'm pretty sure he like stops him from doing anything like really mean, like by accident. Like he actually hurts his operation.
We gotta lock into some more Lilo and Stitch.
I remember watching this show, but like I don't remember anything that happened.
We'll have 10 episodes we have to watch. We come back, we discuss what we did.
Yeah, we should. It would be like Disney Lorcana Book Club, but for all the television shows that they're adding to the game now that we haven't watched every episode of, at least not in a while. We got to watch Gargoyles, Darkwing Duck, Lilo and Stitch TV show. DuckTales is easy though, but you have to watch both.
Okay.
Well, DuckTales is like really, really good. The new one, at least. Okay. So that's like super easy. Not that these other shows aren't good, but this one is just on a whole nother level, operating above all else.
Yeah. At least I've watched the episode where Darkwing Duck turns into a dog.
I gotta be honest. I was never a huge Darkwing Duck guy, which is kind of crazy because Donald Duck is like my favorite Disney character, and Batman is my favorite.
Are they related?
But he's a duck that is Batman, so it kind of would make sense for me to be a big fan of it. He's like the superhero of Disney.
Honestly, we need to talk about like how many more ducks will there be? Because every set, I'm like, this is critical mass of ducks. There's no more ducks that we can find, and then the Darkwing Duck universe opened, and there's more ducks.
The portal opened, and he showed
up. We
up.
have the duck from Chicken Little. We don't have that one yet.
Yeah.
We need more ducks. Honestly, it should just be a duck set. Set 12 ducks.
In the pond.
In the pond. Into the wild, into the unknown. The wild's unknown, and then duck pond's known.
There we go.
Yeah. And we're ready for that. And honestly, listen, I will watch one episode with Angel. I will listen to Akuda and Moody, and maybe by next week.
I don't think I can't hear her say the lyrics.
I can't either. I was listening to it, but she's speaking in tongues, so it's probably hard to pick up. Nothing she is saying is in English. I don't know what language Stitch speaks, but whatever he speaks is very abrasive.
Well, Stitch speaks English.
But he also speaks in alien language.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Yeah, which is, you just said like a crazy swear.
Yeah, cancel. Katie, cancel. She swore on the first episode. I'll just bleep that out. But speaking of bleeping things out, I don't know. I thought that was a good transition. But either way, we got Timon. That is Guy's second pick, and the final of the Amber. You might be thinking, guys, there's 6 things, not just Amber. We know.
I had to read the flavor text of this on the main stage, and
you did a great Nathan Lane.
I really wish that there was I wanted to flex a Goofy or Donald impression, but didn't have the opportunity to.
Say, get him a Donald right now.
Yeah, reveal a Donald card right now and show me the money.
You don't have a Nathan Lane on deck.
If they gave me a chance to listen to Timon clips for like 10 minutes, I could have given you a good one, I think. But like off the top of my head. Okay, like I can't get into the mindset.
Full send, dude. Do not hold back.
Hit it.
Hit it. I would, if you gave me just a couple minutes of clips, that's what I was doing to record the clips of the video. Maybe we shouldn't speak of it, but you were going to make a video about some stuff from Whispers in the Well, the story, and I listened to a bunch of Nick Wilde clips for like 2 hours, and then
that's actually going to be the end of this. That's the bumper is going to be Garrick just going, is this thing on?
Is this thing on? Yeah, just over and over.
That's actually going to be how I outro all the cousin cast. But this is a 3-cost, unankable 2/3 quest for 1, and when this character is chosen, when you play this character, chosen opponent reveals their hand and discards a non-character of your choice, and that would be Sky's choice if he played this card. So why do you like? I mean, I don't have.
What are you choosing?
Why do you like this awesome card?
Why do you discard out of my hand, buddy? What's your problem, huh?
Yeah, why would you do that?
So,
are you some kind of?
A lot of people look at this card and say this card is not super great because Mowgli does essentially the same thing. I mean, obviously you get to choose with Timon, which is nice, but typically there's not too many hands that like have a ton of action. So sometimes you do just get their good one that you're looking for, or you can choose to play it at a moment where they're kind of holding something that you're scared of. But the big thing with Timon is that he's a 3-cost, and there's a lot of song, like 3-cost seems to be the threshold of where there's like good songs. So Amber Steel, I think, would love to play this card. Obviously being able to play stuff like Strength. But in the big thing about Amber Steel is its strongest thing right now is it plays a 2-cost thing that can sing either Zeus or Strength Raging Fire, which is great. But you have Troubadour and Vanessa, you have 8 copies. You're always going to want to play that on 2, no matter if you're going first or second. And Mowgli's a 2-cost. So like if you're playing that on 2, you don't want to play Mowgli typically. But Timon is like a way to play Mowgli the next turn that like 1 lets you choose, so it's a little bit more powerful. And also he can sing those songs. So like if you go a curve where it's just like a turn 2 Troubadour, a turn 3 Timon, and it's something like maybe the 4-cost Ariel, which I think is actually gonna be very good this next set. You're putting yourself in a really good spot. You have multiple singers. You've ripped a card from their hand. You've set up a draw engine with an Ariel. You can even play something like Aurora on turn 1. So you can play the Ariel for 3 and boost on that same turn on turn 4 and sing a song and then take out something and draw a card. So I think this card is actually super strong. Being able to sing songs and disrupt in a turn where Amber Steel like desperately wants to do that, I think it's actually pretty good.
So I mean, those are all valid points. I think that, like you said, the congestion on 2 can be pretty high. So it is nice to see that cleared up a tiny bit as far as that slot goes. And or just be a complete psycho and play Mowgli and then play this the next turn. Just keep getting in there. And
it does make it so, yeah, you can, if you play 2, people will often know that Mowgli is pretty strong in 2s, like either Mowgli or Ursula, playing 2 of them is pretty strong to just rip apart your opponent's hand. It does kind of lose the effect of like, okay, 2 Mowglis, you're going to take out, 2 things that are probably taking out every action they have. And then it doesn't really matter if you get to choose, but it's still like that body that you get to sing with is like really, really cool. So it is like a stacking effect as well. Some cards are worse in single copies, but some cards are better in multiple copies. And this is one where it's like, you don't mind playing 2 Timons in a row, probably.
I was just going to rip a joke real quick, if you don't mind. The great thing about this Timon card is you can read his flavor text in the cadence of Hakuna Matata as well. Okay, Pumbaa hit it.
Wow.
So
our next card, which you can also read, is this other song, Keep the Ancient Ways. So
I changed my mind. I don't want to do Keep the Ancient Ways anymore.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Because it can't be sung in the tune of Hakuna Matata.
I want to do Force of a Great Typhoon. The reason being because on the Podcana episode that we recorded with the rat.
Oh, you talked about it.
We talked about this card and we made fun of it. We ripped it apart. We shoved it in a locker, gave it a swirly, and took its lunch money. And now I feel pretty bad because my other card kind of combos with it. So we can talk about both at the same time, which is this Mulan Resourceful Recruit, which was just revealed, a 2-cost inkable, 1 strength, 4 willpower. It quests for 0, but here's the catch. Whenever this character quests, gain lore equal to her strength, a maximum of 6. So she does quest for 1 because she has 1 strength inherently. And then if you play Force of Great Typhoon, you get her up to 6. She can quest to 6. I think this card is kind of crazy. Maybe I'm insane, but I think there are so many ways to really get this card popping off. You can play support cards with her. Rapunzel suddenly becomes maybe like good enough because she does have support, which means that Rapunzel basically quests for 2 now. And the reason that I don't think Amber Steel really found the footing in this set that it did in the previous set is because Rapunzel is like the big card that you were obviously going to add into that deck, the aggro version. And I tested her a lot, and it just turned out that she was just too slow. Questing for 1 was just not good enough. But if you can quest for 2 and give this Mulan a shield where she has to take damage twice, I think that's pretty good. But if you play this card in Ruby, there are so many options to really buff this card up. You can play things like You Came Back. You could play things like Robin Hood Sharpshooter. You could play Undermine, which discards a card from your opponent's hand, gives a character +2 strength. Now she quests for 3, and you disrupted your opponent's hand. I really like this Mulan, and Force of a Great Typhoon can be played in some number in a deck with her. I don't know why you wouldn't. And now all of a sudden, it becomes a lot more playable.
And Force of a Great Typhoon, you tell that is your second card, first card.
But yeah, it's a 2-cost inkable song that gives chosen character +5 strength until the end of the turn.
Dang. That's nice. Merry Christmas. We're doing it.
Yeah, Christmas could be on the menu, and it makes sense. This is a Christmas set, okay? It's a little after Christmas, but there are Christmas cards in the set.
We're counting it.
Yeah.
All right, and it could be very fun with Tramp, I believe. Street Smart Dog? Is that
Enterprising
Dog. Enterprising Dog. Because, if you're spamming the board, you're going really wide, or even not. I mean, you can go ahead, get that plus strength. There's lots of synergy. And I think that's quite fun because you go back and you read the cards. You're like, all right, get back in here. I need to read all of you again.
Yeah, I think this card's insane. I'm interested to see or to hear what Sky has to say about it, because Sky's like really good at the game and I'm not. So if he says it's bad, I will be in shambles.
Yeah, we'll end the pod. We'll just end it.
No, this card's really good, but I'm not going back on Force of a Great Typhoon. That card is still terrible. If you look at like what would like a red-green deck look like that wants to kind of burn and like get to a spot like this, there's just really no path. I don't think that a card you could like be like, okay, well my Mulan's stuck, and now I can just play this card and finish with it. I just don't think the colors have like an aggressive, like weird strategy that would reward having a card that's just buff. You could maybe have a favorable trade, or you could quest. Just having -1 on that type of effect is really, really bad. And you don't have like the draw engine with those colors to.
You're talking about Force of Great Typhoon specifically.
Yeah, Force of Great Typhoon. Yeah, I'll get to the
back to how much that card
Mulan. Yeah, it's not great. Just the card Red Green does not have the draw engine that you can just play a card like that just buffs something.
But think about this: I'm questing for 6 on turn 3.
Yeah, the game's over. You don't need cards. The game's done.
That's fine, but what are you doing after that? Like, there was a huge thing when Go-Go came out. I think Go-Go was very, very overrated when it first came out, and I think people did not know how to play it correctly. The main thing was like people would Go-Go, they get to like 17, 18, but they spent their whole turn to do it, and like you gave your opponent a turn to establish their clock and draw more cards so they have more outs. And if they just answer the Go-Go, is like, okay, everything else that you play is going to get answered. So they're like, oh, I'm so close. I almost won. I'm at 18. But they wasted a turn too early, and it made it so they couldn't just close out the game. And I think stuff like that would happen if you tried to play a red-green deck like that. You just run out of cards and you wouldn't quite get there. Mm-hmm. But in Dogs, the Mulan is crazy. Like, being able to play a lady and play this like turn 4, turn 5, even on curve is fine too, because it's just a body with lady. But and just threaten from there on out. Anytime they play a tramp to quest for 6 is like insane. Like, I think there's definitely going to be variants of Dogs that just drops the Chromacons. They'd probably drop the Under the Sea as well, at least to start. And they just go for hyper aggro and try to finish with this rather than stuff like Go-Go. That might change if Dogs is like really played, and then like they have to start running Under the Sea because they're playing into the mirror a lot. But the card is definitely scary. Like, I don't want to play against this card. The Dogs deck already has avenues on like turn 4 to pretty much be at like 17, 18 lore if they just go triple 1-drop openers. I don't like this tool at all, and it's very much like if you have this in your opening curve, and then like if you just have one tramp, they got you. Like, I don't like the uncertainty of that. Go-Go is at least you're at the will of yourself. Like, if you're really far ahead, you can kind of play around Go-Go and be a little bit careful. But like this card, it's the opposite. It's just, does your opponent have the tramp to buff it? So pretty scary.
We're Mulan gaming, everybody, and Sky is scared.
I'm out. I'm not playing. I don't like to play Dogs at all. It's like my least favorite deck to play.
Well, it'd be like a different deck now, because you could go so much quicker. I don't know.
I like the mid-range version of dogs right now a little bit. Like if I were to play, I wouldn't have an unfun day playing that, but like this just pushes it the other direction entirely, I think.
So we could circle back. So there was a deck name you wanted to name Truby Tuesday, but you didn't name it this. But it would be perfect if you had Mulan in a dog's deck. Do you remember the name of that deck?
It's not Mulan, it was Tiana. Well,
I'm saying, yeah, it's still perfect now. So you can transition. It makes more sense in this deck.
Well, okay, first of all, it was called The Princess and the Dog because it was Tiana 3 cost into Pluto, right?
Yeah.
But this would be good, Princess and the Dog.
But, it is The Princess and the Dog, but The Princess and the Frog is Tiana's movie, so it's got to be Tiana, right? But this did happen. There was a Tiana Dogs version, so like just nobody named it that, unfortunately.
They were not.
I didn't play it. So.
You should have.
No, I mean it was the perfect name, right? The Princess and the Dog. I mean, okay, Amber Steel was even better because it was you played like on curve Tiana into Pluto, so it was like the princess into the dog. I thought it was pretty good, but Truby Tuesday was a lot more fun, and I like Troubadour was like my favorite card from the deck, so I was like, Truby Tuesday, we gotta name it that. And we went to Ruby Tuesdays after I won the CCQ, so that was fun.
Oh,
in the midst
man.
of it. It was the night before you won. It was in the midst.
Yes.
Yeah, and so it kind of sealed it. If you think about it, it was kind of like a sacrifice. You went to the salad bar, you put your deck into the ranch, and took it out. That's how it was.
Yes, so that was an interesting night as well.
But I will note that I was so excited to see your deck name after DLC Richmond. I was like, I can't wait. What kind of madness did he come up with? And it was just all caps Bleen. And I was like, all right, well, put that down. That's
So I play Green Blue in set 7, and I called it that. Actually, no, I've been playing Green Blue since like set 3, I think, when we used to have when I used to stream, and like the deck was terrible. Green Blue was like notably like probably the worst colors, but I was trying to like get wins with it, and I called it Bleed then.
So it was wrong for so many sets. It was the wrong name.
No, but it's the right name. People come up with Baja and Glue, and I'm like, this is not it, guys.
Baja Blast is so much better than Bleen is a nasty, disgusting.
Baja Blast. I love Baja Blast, but it is not the color of blue green. It's like a tropical
blue and green mixed is surely the color of Baja Blast.
No,
yeah,
blue and green mixed is way darker than that. What are you talking about?
Depends on the blue.
It's not a light tropical color. Like Baja Blast is so light color. You're not getting that from Lorcana blue and green. There's no way.
All right, chat. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah, this isn't live, but
there's
in the
no
comments
chat,
too.
but
And that makes me
comments, let us know.
You've let me know that minute 39 or wherever we're at, you were still watching. So you can comment, and I'll be like, wow, people made it to that mark. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
But you said that you had another song, and I thought you were going to say this is all together. I thought you were going to combo your 3, but your other song is Grab Your Bow, which I quite like, that we grabbed our sword. Now we put down our sword, but we're 5 uninkable. We are now picking up our bow, and we're singing for 5, and it banished up to 2 characters with 2 strength or less. Madame Medusa, what are we doing? And it's not Madame Medusa. It's like less Madame Medusa, but still bad. I don't like
brawl, double brawl.
Double brawl. There we go. Brawl. I knew it was a card. There we go.
Double brawl, but you can sing it, so it's technically free. Free
brawl.
I like the card a lot. I think it has a lot of potential. The issue obviously is the uninkability of it. I think it could be inkable. So I was talking to Luke earlier on his stream about it, and he was like, if this was inkable, it'd be like way too good. And I was like, I don't know. I think it would be good. I don't think it would be broken, but I think the ability is super, super, super strong. Being able to double brawl on turn number 6 if you're singing it. Or if you're able to get some sort of singer down earlier, depending on the deck that you're playing. But I think the ability is really good. I like the option to just get rid of 2 characters with 2 or less, because that aggro decks have been so good the past like 4 or 5 sets. And this really just kind of takes them out of the game entirely. If you play an Elsa the Fifth Spirit on turn 5 and then sing this with her on turn 6, you're feeling pretty good. But yeah, I think the card has a lot of potential to be interesting to see. It's a very meta-dependent card, but it's always like a tech card that's going to be available for decks to play if they need to. So it's kind of like... Also, it's kind of like Sisu, but it doesn't quest for 3.
Yeah, but I mean, to your point, the singing ability, and I mean, in any kind of Ruby deck, I always feel like they have some pretty heavy hitters at that point of the game anyway. I feel like if you, like, let's say Tiana comes back is a good example. I mean, then suddenly this card is going to be worth its weight in gold, because then you can say, I don't care what you're doing over there. I'll just sing the song. But Sky's about to tell us why it's actually not. Sky, would you like to share what you've been thinking about as we say, like, it's gonna be so good? Is it good?
No, this card is pretty good.
Pretty good. That's good.
But this card is entirely dependent on, is the archetype of red-blue going to be strong enough? It's definitely wants to be played in red-blue. If you think about a curve where you play like Cindy into Moana, and then you have the option to sing it with Moana, that's going to be really strong going first because you have a strong draw engine that ramped you, and you didn't take your turn off to sing something like this song. But it also can be just hard casted if it specifically like the aggro matchup that red blue used to play curves like we turn 2 ramp. On turn 3 we play a Flaversham, start drawing cards, and then the next turn was Maui, and then the following turn you had the option of double brawl for 6 ink, and that was like is anti-aggro as you could possibly get. Maybe sometimes you play a Tala and it's a little bit more anti-aggro, but yeah, so that's like this, but wrapped up into one card. You don't have to spend the 2 cards for brawl, which is really important because we don't have Flaversham. You don't have like the crazy draw engine where you can go Popsicle, maybe high roll and go Sail Pop on turn 2, and then Flaversham. Then you have 4 cards coming off of Flaversham. So having this tied to one card is really, really good. I think if red blue has any chance, it's definitely going to be playing this card. I'd be shocked if there was a meta where there wasn't enough targets or matchups where you want to play something like this. It is uninkable, like Garrick said. That's a little bit unfortunate for the matchups where you don't have too many targets for this. But even in like the mirror or versus any deck that plays something like Cinderella or Donald Duck, Gentleman, like hitting those targets can be really big. And Cinderella is so important for these like control mirrors where you're like using Cinderella and like re-triggering her, that like taking that out, or like especially if you like use a Moana to sing with it and take it out, can be actually like very valid to burn a card like that. So I think this card is super solid. We'll just have to see if red blue is like ready yet to kind of come back.
Now, Garrick, when you were looking at this card, were you automatically thinking of Sapphire, or were you
of course, yeah, I mean,
Amethyst?
When I thought when I looked at the card, of course, the first thing I see when I see a Ruby card is this playable in Ruby Amethyst, which is why I mentioned Elsa being able to sing this. But no, I think Sky is correct. That's why I also mentioned Sisu, even though Sisu was played in Ruby Amethyst a little bit. I think this will be super strong in those spots. And yeah, Sky mentioned hitting the Cinderella or the Donald Duck. You can also hit Tipos and Clarabelles and things like that, especially if you're on the play against Emerald Sapphire. So I don't think there'll be any shortage of cards to hit, even in control matchups. But yeah, like I said, I think it's just very meta dependent.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that Brawl on a body is good, so now we have Brawl on a song. We've had Brawl on an action, Brawl on a body, and now we'll try a little double Brawl on a song. So but you said Moana, Sky. You said Moana, she's cool. And we're talking about new Moana, I assume, who's the 5-cost inkable Curious Explorer, and you can ink cards from your discard. 4/4 questing for 2. There's been some hot debate. Did you guys already talk about this on Podcana? Because there's a lot of double dippers. I'm sure every Podcana listener is listening to this episode right now.
They are. And shout out to all of those faithful listeners. And we appreciate you all.
It's kind of like a bonus episode. Yeah. But did you guys already talk about this card?
We did, but I can talk about it briefly again.
Yeah, like the clip notes of why you're excited. You don't have to convince. We're already convinced.
I'll go fast this time, I promise. But this card is very, very good. Inking a card is essentially drawing a card for a lot of decks. If you just like look at how many turns throughout the game do you ink a card, it's almost every turn, no matter what type of archetype you're in. So being able to ink cards from your discard in a deck that plays stuff like Develop Your Brain and Sail and Vision, like you're almost always going to have a card to ink. So like this card almost reads draw a card every turn. It's like kind of like Beast, Tragic Hero, in the sense that if you don't deal with it, they're probably just getting a card's worth of value every turn, which is very, very strong. So that the value on this card is great. It also is a princess, so it combos with Cinderella. And if you go Cinderella into this, that's kind of like a draw engine of its own because you got a Cinderella trigger, which means you netted 1 card and a character on the board. And then Moana does the same thing where she nets a card and you re-trigger Cindy. So these 2 cards combined are just really, really strong. The card is going to see play in blue steel and probably red blue, blue green, I think, as well. Any control deck, this is like a dream card for them. And I will say, I really like the art on this card. I'll pick one deck where I like to foil out like per set, and I'll typically keep playing it for a few sets. And this is a card that I really want to see in foil. and get 4 of. I think it's like a super cool looking card that will look really nice in foil.
The iconic or the regular?
Yes, the iconic. I will be dishing out 2K to get my play set. No, just the regular. I'm just a regular foil. I don't like playing with enchanteds. I don't like playing with epics because they just curl too much. And they're super expensive. So I'm fine with just playing with my foils. I wish they would bring back cold foil though. That was the heyday. Those were epic.
Yeah, they didn't curl, but I thought they were way worse visually. Like the new ones
Very
are
dark.
so shiny. Yeah, some cold foils you couldn't even tell if they were foil or not, and some of them just looked worse than the regular. I like the new foiling for the regular cards, but the curling is like a major problem.
I don't know. I'm always lukewarm on foils. This guy asked the other day, he's like, "Do you just not like foil?" But like, no, I don't want my deck to not be all the same thing. And it's very rare that I want to buy all my cards, but again, only more expensive this time.
I love the way that Kurt does it. Have you seen his crazy deck building? So he likes to have a different version of each card. So like when he was playing the dogs, right? He had a Rapunzel, a regular one, a full art one, a foil one, and a different language one. So each
that would actually kill me.
Each one.
I thought you were
was
about to say
different.
the promo Rapunzel. I was about to be like,
no,
whoa, okay.
No, he was not playing his foil one, but yeah, that's how Kurt likes to rock. So like with the lady, he was like, all right, 1 regular, 1 enchanted, 1 foil, 1 different language.
See, the problem with that is that if they ever bounce one of your cards back, you got to remember which one it was.
Yeah,
just
the other one, don't worry
give
about
away
it.
hand information.
Your opponent doesn't care. Yeah,
well, yeah, that's actually like a good strategy.
No, it's like such a small thing. Like, play what you want. Like,
but I think it's a good strategy because then Kurt's adding mental fatigue. So those players are tracking things. He's like, no, you have to track 4 different types. Buddy.
Yeah, wait, was that the Japanese one, or the French one, or the German one?
They do different things, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the Kurt spice is to just say, hey, you're gonna have to keep track of all of this.
See, the thing with Katie is that she has a lot of cards, and because she opens a lot of cards. But like, even if you open like tons and tons of packs, there's no. It's very rare that you get like a play set of the legendaries. So like, she never wants to just buy singles ever, and so like she could end up with like 2 legendary or 2 foils of every legendary, but it's not going to be the play set that you need to play. So
why buy cards where you could open packs and find them?
Then you got to trade
them.
You got to take the trade of the trading card game. So you got to trade for the ones that you play with.
I kind of miss the good old days on the playground, like when I was playing Pokemon TCG and Yu-Gi-Oh and whatever. Like I was literally in an elementary school, and we would just trade with our friends. Like we did not know the value and could not care less. Like, yeah, Charizard is my favorite, Blastoise is my favorite, 1 for 1, bro. Let's lock it in. That no ifs, ands, or buts. Oh, you have a shining Charizard. I have a common, Bulbasaur. I think that's probably a fair deal. We need to bring that back.
That was vibes-based trading, and that was a beautiful time. You would trade based on how you feel, and that's Sky's got TCG player. He's wearing like Google glasses or like Meta glasses that just have the price when you pull up the card.
It's not that at all. I just had a terrible experience when I was young and doing trading card trading. So I went to a summer camp, or it wasn't a summer. It was like a summer like daycare thing where you just played games all day with other kids. And
yeah, I've been to one of those. Yeah.
So it was like called Parks and Rec or something. But I collected Pokemon cards back then. I loved it. I loved collecting Pokemon cards. I didn't play the game. I was like 7 or 8 years old, so I didn't really know or understand that. But people would always want to trade, and I would get fleeced, man. They would always be trying to tell me like this is like some rare card that was like, worth this much, and like they'd try to trade for my EXs and stuff. And I just remember I didn't do it often because like they were out to get me, but like there was twice that I traded. I just totally got destroyed, and I felt so bad after that I was like, I'm just done. Like, I can't trade anymore. I'm just opening packs. That's it.
Poor little Sky. I mean, that feels if I could tell a similar story, but like on the opposite end of the spectrum. For me on the playground, I used to play Beyblade a lot, and I love the anime. Shout out to Drigger was my favorite one. He was the tiger. And the cool thing about the Drigger Beyblade is he had a metal tip at the bottom, and they came with weight discs back in the day, and you had to build them. And he had one weight disc, but he also had like a plastic spinner that went underneath the top one. And you could take the plastic spinner out and put an extra weight disc on, which means you could never lose against any of the standard Beyblades, right? And I'm in elementary school. Me and my two friends thought we were like the main characters of Beyblade. So they each played like one of the main characters. I think there was like Dragoon, and then there's a turtle one. I don't remember what it was called, but like us three would play against other kids, right? And then one day I figured out that there was this new Beyblade that came out that had a spring in the bottom, and it could bounce, and it also had the plastic spinner at the top. So you could take the spring out and put 2 weights at the bottom and put 2 weights at the top. So now your Beyblade is like super heavy. You can never lose. And what we would do is we would bring our little Beyblade arena to the schoolyard, and we would play Beyblades with the other kids, but we would play for keeps, and they didn't understand that they could never win. So our Giga Beyblade beat everyone, and we took all their Beyblades, and we had all their Beyblades, and then we would sell their parts back to them for like 10 cents or something, so we could get like honey buns from the vending machines in the hallway. Anyway, the parents found out about this, and we got shut down by the principal and had to give all the parts back to the other kids.
Dude, this is the type of stuff that like gets Beyblade Club banned. Like this is what they take it. Like I remember, like my school had Yu-Gi-Oh Club, and like I'm pretty sure they had to go on hiatus for this exact reason, man. Like they were playing for keeps, they were cheating, they were like stealing kids' cards. Like it was bad.
I wasn't stealing, okay? Yeah, they were playing voluntarily.
They consented, all right?
That was hustling, dude. You cheated, man.
It's not cheating to hustle.
It's called a hustle,
It's one
sweetheart.
weight disc per Beyblade. Everybody knows the rules, dude.
Well, I don't think there were any. Maybe there were rules like for like standard Beyblades now are like way less cool than they used to be, and I'm not just saying that because I'm old, but like they're way less customizable, and they're like all plastic now. They were like, you could see sparks flying back in the day if you hit a rip.
Garrick was in his garage forging lead weight rings.
Dude, you know the scene from Iron Man where he's in the cave like hammering away? That was me making custom Beyblades.
He's got tungsten rings over here. It's like it's like 4 times the weight.
Is there a goat format Beyblade?
There should be, and yeah. But I mean, I was literally in elementary school, so like,
sure.
Blame me for being smarter than the other 5th graders, okay? Are you smarter than the 5th grader? I was. Shout out Jeff Foxworthy. I could have won that thing at 6, 7. How old are 5th graders? 9?
We don't know. Science has never told us. Yeah.
Have you guys ever played Bakugan? This reminds me of
Bakugan. My brothers played Bakugan a lot. I never got really into it, but they would want me to play with them, and I would. And you like roll your little guy, and it would like go wah.
I always thought it was crazy interesting. Like it was like Beyblade plus a card game combined. Because like you had cards and you had a deck and you had a hand and stuff, but you would have to like roll your little guy on a magnet card and like deploy him. And like it was also like if you missed the magnet, it was like a penalty or something.
Yeah,
it was like a sport in it, like kind of like a mini bowling.
It's like rolling dice, dude, for kids.
I like that. I like combining a physical element of like and the card games. I think we need more of that.
We need that in Disney Lorcana.
More mini games inside of Disney Lorcana. We had Headless Horseman, but what if you have to stack your dice?
Props and stuff.
Roll out your tuck. If it misses the location, none of your characters can move or quest for the turn. And here goes GKP. He misses the roll again.
Ice roll in a way, I guess, is that, but if you're like
more.
we did, yeah. I mean,
we need dexterity.
People treat dice rolls like it is like a skill thing. They're like looking at it, and
that's called.
It always makes me
cheating,
mad. But
usually.
You're really grinding my gears, Sky, with the whole I can't win a dice roll, and then I give you the way to get 50-50, 100%. You're like,
it didn't work. I tried it.
I'm gonna keep high rolling.
Okay, the way you said was like I had to say I want to do this, and I need to roll, and you need to like. It was like so many demands.
No, it's not. It's like let's do high low. We'll both roll a dice, and you can call high low or even odd. Sorry.
Yeah, high low. I think that's kind of weird.
You call even odd.
I just like doing the high roll, and I just do the Yahtzee. So I'm like saying, hey, I can't see the dice at all. I'm shaking it up and I let it go.
We're each rolling 6 dice.
Why can't this be standard? Yeah, why can't this be standard though? Like
you got to roll open face, staring at it, and then gently toss it.
People like do the baby roll. They like, okay, it's low, I barely roll. If it's high, I super roll it. And I'm like, you can't do that, man. Yahtzee. We got to take the visual element out of it.
Put it in a cup.
Yeah,
let's get the popper from Sorry.
Yeah,
that would be great. That would be awesome, actually. They should sell Disney themed ones. They should come in a trove.
Put them in a trove, or the Play Hub just randomizes it.
No, I don't trust that. If it's
why?
Because I would be like, what's going on here?
I think the Play Hub should. But
I agree. Just
people don't like that, but people also don't like doing the thing that you were talking about, even odd. Like I heard so many stories of like people calling the judge because they said no to it, and I'm like, they're like, well, we got to do a judge rolls the dice now. I'm like, God, we don't need a judge to roll the dice.
Judge rolling the dice is crazy.
That's what happens if they say no to it. They call a judge, and it's like, well.
I would like that. Start the game on a judge call.
Yeah,
play your card yet.
The vibes are not there.
The vibes are way off. Both players completely catatonic, just sitting there silently.
We have not started. We are not doing well.
We cannot roll the dice. We need the judge.
I feel bad.
Like you know you're cooked when that's the start of the match.
We have one more card left. It's not good. It's my card, but I want to finish on this note. It's the Enchanted Eeyore. And you might say, regular Eeyore? Maybe. The regular Eeyore, it's a 9-cost inkable, and he's in the way. For each exerted character, you pay 1 less for this character. He's a 5/5 quest for 2. And when you play this character, for each opposing player, what? You may choose a character of theirs they can't ready. I read it wrong.
Multiplayer.
Yeah, okay. I always get that. So here's the thing. But it's so cute. And I feel bad because I know people are probably like, listen, I want to know what cards are going to be good. It's cute. And before I read it, and I thought it was for each opposing character, that was good. Now it's just opposing player, which I know somewhere Color's Law is going, think about multiplayer. I shan't be sleeving 100 cards ever again in this life.
Cousin Cast is for the vibes. We don't need to bring ultra megatonic, super high level analysis. Do we have a player that can do that in the call right now? Yes. But
we keep one on standby.
We'd rather have him ramble about Bakugan for a little bit and talk about trading Pokemon cards.
Yeah. This guy contains multitudes, and
I love Bakugan, and I didn't even play it. my best friend in preschool actually played the game, and he just gave me his second favorite one. I was like, "This is great, man! I love this." And we didn't even play. He didn't even teach me how to play. I just liked the way it kind of it was like a little transformer.
Yeah, you guys are talking about getting fleeced and being fleeced, and I'm trying to think did I ever fleece anyone? And all I can think about is
how many people have you fleeced in elementary school, or how many times did you get fleeced?
I played Crayon Doctor, where I'd break a crayon in half and then glue it back together and then tape it in a cast. But then I did it so often with me and my friend that the teacher said, who is breaking all the crayons in half and gluing them back together? And I'm like, not me, not the Crayon Doctor.
We got Pokemon straight banned from my elementary school as well, because we weren't playing Pokemon TCG. We were pretending to be Pokemon, and one of us would be the trainer, one of us would be the Pokemon. And these two kids, they were 2 brothers. For some reason, they just had to be Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee every time. They were just fist fighting.
There's a child fighting.
It had nothing to do with Pokemon. They were just fighting.
I have to fight them, for I have a Pokemon, and that is what I do.
So my school had, did you guys know about silly bands?
Yeah, of course.
We had those banned, but it was funny because it was only a problem because the school themselves would sell them. On Tuesday mornings, you would come in 30 minutes early, and they had this market set up with kind of book fair stuff, and it just turned into only silly bands. Everybody just showed up to get the silly bands, and then a month later, it's we got to ban them. And I was like, you guys just sold $1,000 worth of silly bands, and now you ban it? That's crazy, dude.
That is crazy.
It's what is that?
We gotta errata the silly band.
You can't trust the schools.
They get scissors. They're we shall cut all of the bands today. You're no.
Well, kids would show up with 1,000 on their entire arm and a whole sleeve, and it was
they were so funny the way people
I just
were
some kid lost some kid lost a hand or something from blood
No way.
That's what started. They'd come home with purple hands, and mom would be like, "What are you doing, man?
They call me 2 bands, but I got me a few on."
those are a serious band at that point.
Yeah.
Once the circulation's cut off. But we are transitioning to the part of the show.
No, we gotta finish Eeyore because you keep saying that all these
Is
cards
there something
are bad.
good to say?
I want to. I have a question for Sky specifically. What does this card have to cost to be good?
Yeah.
For sure 4. I mean, if it's 5, it's like a suboptimal effect.
Got it.
4 is
characters.
good.
Okay.
Oh no, it has to cost 4, so it needs to be 5 total that are tapped, right? Because it's 9.
Got it. So you're saying okay. So it's okay.
So this card I don't think we'll see play immediately, but it's close. Like there's a style of deck where you're playing like a go wide strategy in purple, and you mentioned this earlier, Katie. You play Demona, maybe tap.
Oh yeah, I did.
Maybe tap 3 of their guys, expose them. You have a wide board anyways, but you had to quest is the only thing. So usually Demona is like you play Demona, then you take favorable trades, right? This card doesn't do that, but the second effect is actually surprisingly strong for what the style deck wants to do. If you freeze up their biggest guy, say they had something like this isn't played anymore, but a TikTok back when Blurp was big, like there's their big beater guy, like freeze that up so it can't make the favorable trades back, and it's actually like fairly good. If you're going aggressively wide and you want to play a card that just helps you go wider, taking out something that would trade back and get you a little bit more lower is pretty nice. The only problem with this card is if you're playing it with Demona to get the ultimate like discount, it means you have to save it. So that means you're not paring your hand down to 0 and playing Demona. Like you're going to keep 1 card, so you only draw 2 off of it, which is fine. And that happens a lot with Demona. Demona doesn't always draw 3, but I think the card is close. Like I think this card has the potential to do really like messed up things in the perfect conditions. I like cards that always have this discount for a certain condition being met are always very scary. They're hard to balance typically in card games because it's like when you do play it for very like 2 or 1 cost, like then that's really bad. And you could also play multiple because it's the same condition being met, right? If you have 2 of them, that's like boom, boom. Now I played 10 worth of stats and 4 lore for 2 or 3 mana or ink, and it's really strong. I think this card is fun. At least they finally made an Eeyore card that has a chance to be good, and I'm a huge Eeyore fan, so the art's great. Yeah.
In the way
actually, hold on, I've only seen the enchanted art. I think
the entire time you were saying whether he's good or not, I was staring at his enchanted art, and he looks so concerned, and so I was like,
"Am I good or what is Sky gonna say?" That's what he's thinking in his head.
I like the regular art better. He looks like so surprised.
Okay.
He's got like his ears winding up. Somebody just like threw.
Somebody Tigger probably went sledding right past them.
Yeah, somebody went sledding and it like hit a tree and snow went on his back.
Oh, that's
like
pretty
really
fun.
Surprised by it. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling Sky before we recorded that in set 1 we had the hold 'em down and stab 'em combo, which was Elsa Spirit of Winter plus Aladdin Heroic Outlaw, and this is with Elsa and or Demona. It's the hold 'em down and sit on them because you have this little Eeyore that'll just plop on down and be like, "Thanks for not questing or challenging, whatever,
or doing anything."
So, yeah. So
it actually be thanks for questing because that makes him discounted. So
fair. I'll just talk like Eeyore for the rest of the episode. People will like that.
I agree.
Yeah, it's either that or Fozzie Bear, guys. I don't think
bust out the Fozzie. We got to get an episode.
The game
1.
can't handle that. There's no mic on Earth that's made for that. There's not like a quiet Fozzie.
The cousin cast needs Fuzzy
for the finale. That'll be how we end the show.
Every episode, you have to do an impression or you cannot leave.
Yeah. It's crazy because it's my software, so it's like crazy that like it overrides me. It's like, you haven't done your impression yet, Katie. Please let me go.
The impression, Katie.
But for our last thing, I did want to talk about what is upcoming. And so those are going to be tournaments. And so I did go together and put like all the lists of dates. Now, this isn't every tournament because how could you put every tournament? But I included all the North American CCQs that I know about, which are 6 of them. And then the releases, and then anything that's like above 5K that I know about. So if you're watching this and you're like, my 5K's not on there, you can send it to me. I'll put it on there for the next time. But looking at this, I mean, there's a few you're going to be at. Notably, we're all of us, all cousins. If you're not there, you're actually kicked out of the cousins. It's kind of crazy.
Agree.
Is February 27th. Garrick, talk to him. What is that?
The Ink Open. It is a CCQ. We're really excited about that news. It's starting off as a 5K, but it will be scalable up to 512 players. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to have a world-class casting group there, as well as some amazing players that have agreed to be bounty players. And they're going to have a really cool special foiled out Ink Winterspell playmat with their signature on it in foil. And if you beat them 2-0, then you get to take that playmat. And we have a lot of them. So it's not like just 2 that are out there. The odds that you're going to play this player is pretty low. We have 6. 3 of our former champions, actually all of our former champions outside of the Infinity champion, which was Luke Wonderland, who will be casting the event. So Richie, the initial champion, Kurt Spice, and the Dave, all 3 players won the tournament with Amber Steel, just to throw that out there. So if you bring Amber Steel to Ink, you have a really, really high chance to win. Actually, it's a 100% chance to win. So bring that deck. But it's going to be a lot of fun. The other 3 bounty players are Cousin Sky, my teammate Bob, and Dave, Attack for 2. So we have 6 bounty players out there that are going to be running around. It's also going to have official Disney Lorcana support in the form of non-foil promos and the convention playmats as well. So I'm not 100% certain if they're going to be the 2026 playmats. If so, that's probably like the first place that you're going to be able to get them. So it'd be really high EV to place into the top placement and get one of those. I don't know if it's going to be the 2026 or 2025 just yet, but hopefully it's the new ones.
So, question, will the bounty player's face be on the playmat? Because that is a question I need to know. Okay, because I thought someone was going to wait on playmat with Sky's face.
I wanted it to, but then like everyone called me crazy for it, so...
You're a dreamer, okay? You're not the only one.
I thought it would be cool.
Sad about that,
I thought it'd be cool.
And I saw that and I was like, this is going to be so funny to play on all day. Like
to have
you staring at yourself.
Yeah. I love that picture.
I love the idea. We'll do it next time. I'll get on board.
The playmat printed regardless.
Yeah, actually do it, bro. Please. Can't cost that much extra.
He has agreed to have his face on the mat, so he can be the bounty of the bounty players. You get to win Sky's face on a mat.
Yeah.
Or he'll draw it on for
just
you
after every round.
Yeah.
Just yours, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm very, very excited about that. Now, that is core and it is Winterspell legal. It's a full week after the release of Winterspell. So those are 2 correct facts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. Which we once did a tournament where it was the set came out on Friday and the tournament was on Saturday morning. So a week is that's like a lifetime in the TCG space. And also talk to your friends. I'll let you borrow your card.
We had people hustling to get Dumbos for the Fabled one. There were people getting ripped off, man. They're like, I have to play in the tournament. I need the Dumbos. Oh, well, how bad do you need them, pal? You're like,
you need a $60 Dumbo? Because that's the one I got.
Yeah, I got a $100 Dumbo right here.
I feel like that's going to be Moana 100%. As I feel like a Moana is going to be a $50 first week card. Probably. Have we seen any other that are probably going to be one of those, like, everybody needs them if they're going to a tournament this week?
The legendaries? I don't think so. I would think it would just be Moana at this point.
Make way, they say.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to be opening a case.
Hey, those Mulans, dude. The Mulan is looking so enticing. I might drop from casting to win this whole thing.
Just go back and forth,
with
whatever.
Ruby Emerald.
Cast your round as you're playing.
Please do, bro. If you win with Christmas, I will be very happy.
If you're not playing it, I'm not playing it.
Get it in there.
I'm playing Sky's Exact 60 for the rest of my life. I've learned my lesson, dude. I have learned my lesson.
Join the club, dude.
Do we have to put Clarabelle in Christmas for card draw? Is there any other way to draw cards in Christmas?
We can put Diablo in and gaslight people into believing that it got reprinted.
Smart. All right. Merry Christmas. Diablo's back.
Maui Shark is kind of card draw. He draws from your discard.
All right. We're cooking. I don't have a plan yet, but I'm not a deck builder. The people will do it, and I'll just play that deck. But yeah, I mean, we have a few other CCQs coming up. We have 6, I think, total. One of them is in Gen Con, which I'm going to Gen Con no matter what. I've decided,
same.
August is going to be truly rough because it starts with Gen Con, it ends with Continentals. It's crazy because putting this together, it seemed like, oh yeah, the future's so far away. But then it's like 1 or 2 tournaments a month. We have CCS, 2 CCSs. We have our Pro Play Summit Pittsburgh, the Glimmer Games, round 13 in Calgary, which they don't have any information on that yet. So Calgary, wake up. I need to know what's going on there. ETB is going on near Toronto and Oakville. Then Wilds Unknown comes out in the midst of all this.
Yeah.
And then we have the next challenge, which is Infinity. And then, so 2 of these CCQs are Infinity. So I went through and I Googled all these tournaments to see which ones are confirmed Infinity. So of the CCQs, 2 are confirmed. That's Enchanted Citrus class in San Diego is Infinity. And the ETB one in Oakville is Infinity. None of the other ones are, except maybe the round 13. There's no information on that one yet. Sky, how do you feel about that as a player, like putting your head in the space where like Infinity matters as much, if not more, than core right now, but you still have to care about core if you're a player who wants to get these 10Ks and 5Ks under their belt? Is it fun? Is it challenging? Overwhelming?
I think it just depends on who you are as a player. I am somebody who has quite a bit of free time to experiment, to do fun things, to find out what I like to play, what I think is the strongest. So I'm very excited whenever a new format kind of gets announced. Rotation was a very fun time, obviously getting to completely shake things up. And this set, it seems like there's a lot of new stuff for core. So it kind of like seems like a bad set to swap off to Infinity, because I do think there's some interesting stuff that can shake up the meta. But obviously, I'm super excited to play Infinity. Like, I think there's a lot. It's completely unexplored. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff in all the deck color combinations to do that are, you know, solid and are just at a raw stake powerful. And it just depends on what the meta turns out to be, that where things end up. So I think it's super interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what people decide to play. Hopefully people don't just all bring aggro. Like, hopefully it's not just dogs and Amber Steel, which it might be half, but I'm hoping it doesn't end up like that. And there is stuff to do to combat that. So we'll see what people decide is their favorite way to play Infinity.
I mean, Garrick, you live in all worlds. You're a caster, you're a content creator, and you're a player. Play it. So how do you feel? Like, I'm excited about the casting opportunity that we get to talk about like every card forever now. There's no card off the table except for Bucky, sorry.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling?
I really want to cast Indianapolis. If I don't get to cast Indianapolis, I'll be a little sad, but I'll be in the lab as much as possible, playing still with my team and tying Sky to his desk and forcing him to play test with me over Discord. I think, I'll be doing a lot of that. So I'm definitely going to be playing a lot. We're not playing TFT. We're playing Infinity.
We're playing
I don't
know how to spoil that.
Okay, well, hold on. First of all, I would like to say that
TFT.
I was the one that was always like, we should play Lorcana, and you're like, yeah, TFT. So,
to be fair, that is true, which is why I went 2-3 and dropped in Richmond. But yeah,
true.
I'm going to be locked into casting as much as I can, as well as playing. I want to be as completely prepped as I can, and I think playing is a really, really good way to get prepped for casting. I feel like I'm able to talk enough and cast over the game well enough that I'm not worried about like getting reps in from that standpoint. It would just be having the game knowledge that I need to properly convey what's going on and what could happen, and, you know, set the stage in that way. And playing really helps with that. So I like being a jack of all trades and playing as much competitively as I can, and also casting as much as I can. So I'm really excited for Infinity. I think it's a great format. I think it's a lot of fun, and everyone can play everything that they've fallen in love with, and the power level is insane. And the matchups are going to be very volatile, and they're going to be really different. You're going to maybe play a different deck every single round in an Infinity tournament, and that's what's really cool about it. So I'm hyped for both core and Infinity a lot, from both ends of the spectrum as a caster and a player.
Yeah, I mean, I will say a little anecdote is at the beginning of Whispers in the Well, I casted a tournament with JDZ. And we, for some reason, were like, yeah, it'll be just the 2 of us. And we didn't like put 2 and 2 together. That means that we'll never take a break ever. So we casted the entire tournament, an entire 10K, I believe it was, tournament. So 9 rounds plus the top cut. And I was like, JD, I'm dying. I'm dead deceased. And he's like, well, there's an Infinity tournament on Sunday. I was like, I'm not casting it. I can't. I will die. And I woke up with a migraine. I was like, I am correct. I can't do it.
No.
But then I turned on the stream and I watched JD casting the Infinity tournament. And I'm like watching it with one eye closed because I have a migraine. And I'm like, oh no, this looks so fun. So like I get a little Uber and I come over and I cast for the rest of the day because it was so fun. It was like the greatest hits. It was every greatest and terrible moment in the past history of Lorcana
Yeah.
where people are ripping a whole new world and they're discarding and then they're bouncing and I'm like, it was all the favorite moments. And I'm like, the first time I saw a Rapunzel trap happen, I was like, I gotta get in there. And so I'm like casting with like my eyes bleeding, but I'm like, I don't care. And so I don't like to hope for things, but I would love to do Indianapolis. Me and you, let's get on the booth because it's so fun to talk about Infinity. It's hard not to get excited because, sometimes like a new meta, you don't know what you love yet, but these cards, like we know what we love. We've seen them and we're like, we're so back.
Yeah.
It feels good. Now that being said, Sky is back to his old stuff. We don't know 100%. You might not be blue stealing, but blue steel is probably on your radar. But with these reveals, people have said that some of them look like they will slot in quite nicely into Infinity. Are there any other decks? You don't have to say, but are there other decks besides blue steel that you want to test in the Infinity realm?
Yeah, there's a couple. I mean, I think green blue is actually like a sleeper best deck in format, but some of the new cards from this set might shut that down. I forget what it's called. The 2-cost song.
The Ancient Ways?
No,
keep the Ancient Ways?
Keep the Ancient Ways. That card, unfortunately, might make blue steel beat the green blue deck. So I don't know. There's a lot of fun stuff. I mean, like there's the yellow green deck I think has some interesting options as like a tempo-y / control engine. Like there's a lot of decks that have like a lot of potential, but it just like having such a huge card pool means you can dedicate some cards to combat the meta. And if we don't for sure know the meta yet, it's like, okay, well, we need to wait and see which direction these decks need to go, because like one deck might be like the strongest deck for sure and have all these cool stuff, but people might just not play decks that it's favorable against, so it just might not be super fun. But green blue was one that I was holding out for until that card got revealed, and it might still be okay. Like Muses is just a super solid card, and it kind of covers green blue's weakness of being not great against aggro. So like being able to play that card and still go over top of every deck and play stuff like Bend to My Will to shut down any control strategy is super strong. But blue steel is like always going to be strong in Infinity until they ban stuff, so I can always go back to that.
Do that. I know.
We'll see.
You would never do that. Ban a card. But yeah, I mean, I will say that, I mean, you were an early adopter of Ink Runner in Infinity, and just watching people be like, wait a minute, that's good. So like watching people with brain click that just because a deck was good doesn't mean that it's the same deck you knew, and having people kind of look at the cards that are coming out and how they slot in. It's fascinating. So I'm excited to see what people do, because I mean, it was funny watching the Infinity tournament. There were people that showed up with a 60 card deck list of all pre-rotation cards. They're like, whatever, this deck full send, and they did okay. But I mean, it's just the power, I think, is going to be far past what we were familiar with, or at least in a way that makes it more interesting, where it's going to be lots of fun surprises and gee whiz moments that will keep us eating good in the neighborhood.
I remember playing against Red Blue Shark in that event, and I was like, I felt bad for what was happening to them, just because they're like, I play a shark, and I was like, okay, I sing with my Scrooge to remove your shark, and then like draw 1,000 cards. I'm at like 12 ink, he's at like 7, and I was just running circles around the guy, and I'm like, yeah, this is just, you can't play a fair game plan like where I stick a shark and threaten to bring back something from my discard. So the power level is definitely like way more than core ever was.
Yeah, it's also interesting the point you bring up, Kitty, about players resisting like the new cards. Like, oh, the old cards are stronger, so why would I ever put new cards in my deck? But like in Amber Steel, I was like, why wouldn't I put Nala in? That's just more Piglets. Piglets is like one of the best cards in the deck. And like I played in the Infinity event and I went X2 and was just destroying everyone on the play, on the draw. It didn't matter. Other than Emerald Steel, which was probably like unwinnable for Amber Steel aggro. But like, yeah, the new cards do have a place. It's not going to change the entire 60 cards of the deck, but there's really powerful stuff in the new sets as well.
Excited. And I think it'll be interesting to see. I mean, we talk about bans. I mean, this is a whole other topic for another day, how that'll evolve. Because I mean, normally bans happen in a very robust meta where people are saying this is a problem, but there's no, I mean, the 2 events prior to the DLC are in April and May. So like, could there be enough chatter where we need to make a ban? So it'll be very interesting to see that happens, because there's just not a lot of public-facing, large-scale testing for this format. So,
well, the one time they did ban something was when there was like no events at all. So,
well, you might have won an event that made people. I
there
think
was
people
like
watched.
two events that were like somewhat sizable, and they're like, all right, it's too much.
Yeah,
So I was
they
like,
watched.
Zan's
and they
Metafy
weren't
is
official
popping off
either,
too
so-
much.
Yeah.
Zan is making too much money. We have to end this madness now.
They saw Oswald spiking. and like, that can't
Oswald's
be
still
right.
good.
Oswald wasn't even a problem.
I
It
know,
was not
I
even a
know.
struggle.
That was just a sign that things have really gotten out of hand. If Oswald is allowed to exist and people can think that card is actually helping, then I think
Where's Oswald been, dude? He has one card in the entire game. He shows up set 5, and then they just never print another Oswald.
they said we're good here.
Where's he
We're
at?
good.
He's a super popular
True.
character. Give him a paintbrush, and let's do it epic Mickey style.
Yeah, get him in. We miss him. Bloodborne, when? Why not? I can't shift on him because there's no little one, but it'll be fine. They'll release all of them.
Yeah, Oswald needs to come back.
Well, speaking of comeback, you guys both need to come back because the show is unfortunately at its close. But it was a pleasure having both of you because I'm excited to be making content again. Am I scared? Yeah, I'm going to watch this back and it's going to be rough. But it was fun in the meantime, and I couldn't have had two better co-people.
Co-cousins.
Co-cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we will go ahead and, like I said, you guys are welcome to come back, and you will come back, and maybe in different configurations. Maybe we can have all the cousins on one episode, and it'll be terrible, and people will hate it, but that's okay. But we'll go ahead and sign off. So we'll start with you, Sky. Where can people find, follow, and what are you up to? Just you got the floor; it's yours.
You can find me on Twitter at Lorcana. Also, my Metafy is Lorcana. Yeah, that's it.
Dude.
That was crazy. You guys are well. He's saving it.
I don't know if I can betray the cousin cast and plug my.
No, you got to. That's just these are plugs. It'd be so crazy.
Okay.
Come on my show, but don't mention any other shows you do. I even titled this. Is this Podcana?
You could also find me on Podcana with Garrick, cousin Garrick.
Yeah, true. Facts.
So, Garrick, we can find you on Podcana, but where else? Where is there any other ways we can find you, possibly?
Yeah, you can find me on the Lorcana layer. This is probably not coming out before my reveal tomorrow, but my reveal is up on my channel. Go watch it, please, because
please.
you want to see the card get revealed, right? You just don't want to see a screenshot that somebody sends you on Discord, right? You want to see the whole. You want to get the whole
see it
vibe.
enter the world.
Yeah. You want to see its birth into this mortal coil. So go on to the Lorcana layer and watch that, and also watch my Winterspell video, not my Winterspell video, my Whispers in the Well video, because that video is crazy good and no one watched it. Yeah, that's it. No, you can find me on This Is Not a Podcast and also the Questcast on Brent Mukai's channel. So
This is not a podcast. It's on JDZ's.
yes, that is on
Correct.
JDZ's channel, and
JDZ
the
Quest, no S.
Questcast is on Brent's channel.
Yeah, and now here. So that's honestly, and I cannot, like I said, Club Lorcana when Jeremy, if you're watching, get him on.
What are we
And-
doing, guys? I'm sure.
Yeah. Wake up. I'm sure they're all watching. They're all sitting at the table together watching this outro right now. And thank you.
There's a lot of Lorcana podcasts though. Like
There are. I
could
searched. I
try-
was like, what happened?
yeah, like it's exploded. Like Podcana was gone for like 10 seconds, and everyone was like,
Mhm.
"It's time to launch."
Yeah. Get ready. I mean, yeah. But either way, if you are watching this, please like and subscribe if you have time. I'm almost to 1,000. When I get to 1,000, I'm going to do a giveaway. It's going to be very fun. One person will win, but everybody will feel good about
It'll
it.
be me.
I will take out Garrick's name, so I guess I have to get 1,001 subscribers.
This happens every single time. Like every time I try to enter into something, JDZ's doing a giveaway. He's like, "I hope Garrick loses." I thought we were friends. Do you want me to win? Like, what's going on?
Like
It
it's
just
supposed
feels
to
like
be like the Monopoly McDonald's thing. We're supposed to purposely make me win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
exactly.
Come
You're
on,
supposed to
let's
rig
scale
it
a
for
little
me.
It feels that way. One time I did a giveaway and it was Melissa Lizard Kitty, and I was like, that seems like a scam. I'm like, oh, I guess you won. Here's a Labubu. And I was like, all right, but I still mailed it to her. 'cause-
I entered that.
yeah, well, Melissa won it. So sorry, I
You
rated it the
entered
wrong
it
way.
and you were taken out of it, Garrick. And she
I
didn't
know.
tell
She
you.
saw my name and was like, cross that off.
Yeah, I said, oh, I'm sorry, that doesn't say Melissa again, and then we got to Melissa and she got it. But no, she won fair and square. She entered her name, and maybe she'll win this next one too. But either way, thank you so much for watching today. If you don't know where to find us, just take the second star to the right exit and head straight on till morning.
Thanks for listening.
Waka waka.
It's supposed to be Garrick second. What are we doing here?
He's
All right.
doing it.
All right, one more time.
No,
what do I
that's
wait?
it.
What do I say?
I don't know. He didn't prep us.
What do
You
I
say-
say?
You got to think of a catchphrase to say it was like Donald or
Okay.
Goofy or something.
Oh.
Sure.
Gosh, dang.
All right, here we go.
Thanks for listening.
I got it. I'm sorry. Can you hear me, or is it like
No,
coming in?
it was
actually
good.
I thought
It
that
sounded
was weird.
good.
And like and subscribe.